Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings,
Happy Friday night, Deuce Mason and Morgan Reagan. We are live after a tough Kings loss tonight in Indiana. No De'Aaron Fox. The Kings went without a point guard for a lot of the game. How we doing?
What up, Deuce?
Hey.
Hey, Morgan.
Hi. Bojack's being shy.
I'm rooting for you.
Oh yeah, are you? We need you to root for us. Let's go Kings, right?
Go Kings.
It is a Friday night. We appreciate the hardcore of hardcores for being here because you know what? It's not rosy all the time. You're not going to win all the time. And tonight was one of those games. The Kings fall short in Indiana. Closed the gap. They were down 19 points. Made it a game. Had chances at the end. But turnovers did them in. Getting 0 from a traditional point guard, a true point guard today, did them in. And they lose to the Pacers 107-104.
Just tough.
But we do have something at this hour to share.
What?
And you know what? Stats don't lie, do they? Do stats lie?
I'm not.
Okay, let me show you. Let me just ask you this.
Okay.
This is what we have to acknowledge at this hour, the story that should be the lead tonight on Night Chat. Chimezie Metu and Tyrese Halliburton both had 10 points and 2 3-pointers. Head-to-head, Chimezie Metu, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 69% shooting, and a block per game. Tyrese, 10 points, 9 assists, 30% shooting. Is it safe to say Chimezie has been winning the matchup over Tyrese, Morgan? Let's talk about it.
This is a great angle to this game, and so we'll definitely break this down.
I just love the Kings Insight on Twitter came back to drop this. The biggest Metu fan ever, and literally made a graphic to go with it. It is so obnoxious.
The graphic looks so ESPN.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh,
well done.
We need a laugh on a day like today, right?
Yeah,
we need
definitely
a laugh like this.
Giggle. I need a giggle.
Oh, how's everybody spending their Friday nights? How do we feel better after a loss? You know,
How?
I can I be honest?
Yeah.
We've been saying, "Can I be honest?" too much on the show.
Did I?
You've said it a couple times today on the Daily Show.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to bring up was you were bugged by tonight. You're texting me, this team, this effing team.
Oh yeah,
you're
I
a
did
little
cuss.
frustrated.
Yeah. It was. I just didn't want to lose like that. Like I know it ended up being a 3-point game.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel that way.
I thought they battled well in the second half.
Oh, there was battling moments.
Yeah.
There was just so many bad moments and breakdowns. Not moments I'm where I'm going to reflect on their effort, which is great. I love that that's not where we go with things, but just like some easy rotations where you're just 2 steps too late. And usually it's down low where you're 2 steps too late. It was like closing out on a guy from beyond the arc, and it just got a good look.
Yeah, and it was tough because there were some like second chance threes that they got tonight that just felt like killers. I'm looking at the second half numbers real fast before we start the podcast. Sorry. Kings in the second half held them to 47 points. It was 56-47 in the second half. But second chance points tonight. Let me double check here. 13-11. Pacers had 28 fast break points. Turnovers were big tonight. They were massive.
Oh, my God. I mean, there was so much sloppy play. And then even when there was sloppy play from both. Yeah, let's just talk about it.
I need you to be. Look, it's Friday night, and we have to still have fun, even though they lose.
I'm down and ready for the partay that's about to begin.
I appreciate it. I appreciate people being here. The biggest thing you can do, as I always say at the start of this, is to hit the thumbs up button. There's going to be a point in time we stop saying hit the thumbs up button, but that point is not here yet. Also, we are less now than 400 subscriptions away from the 10,000 mark on YouTube. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up as well. And shout out to Kessie on Twitch, who literally has been one of the OGs on Twitch since we've started in 2020 on Twitch. He just gifted 8 subs to the community. He is the best. He's a big Kings fan in Australia.
So cool. Thanks, Kessie. Appreciate you.
Let's give some love to the people watching us live.
Yeah.
Including Brooke. Including Leezy, Bad News Sour Grapes in the building. Martin's here, Patrick, Crystal, and Joe. We got Clint and Manny, too legit. Cold Water is here. Blake Harrison, Matthew Smith, David Martinez, and Jesse James. Scout Recycler's here with Casey Tucker, Morgan.
Yes.
You said a Burtman with Brian.
What
and
up, Burtman
two
and Brian?
legit Kong and Boost. Appreciate Tribe. Appreciate these kids in Sacktown and Boost. Space X Dragon Chicken Fast Break Podcast is here with Jose and David. You guys are the hardcore of hardcore, so appreciate you guys. All right, let's get started. Deuce and Mo coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, the podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Friday evening. We are so looking forward to this game. So many storylines. Sabonis going back to Indy for the first time since the trade. Kings looking for win number 30, which would have gotten last year's win total of 30. Would have matched it. Would have been insane. You got the Tyrese angle, Buddy Hield. No De'Aaron Fox, so how are the Kings going to look after the All-Star announcements? They fell flat, down by as many as 19 points, but got back in the game late, falling short, losing 107-104. Now 1-3 when De'Aaron Fox does not play. Hi, I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
I'm good. So good.
Well, the Kings are now 29-22 with the loss to the Pacers tonight. And hey, life's a little different without your all-star, all-star point guard, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, things are a little different whenever the Kings play a team on their second night of a back-to-back, too.
It's weird. They have not been able to take advantage of that quite yet this year.
They're like,
their record is not good against teams on the second night back-to-backs.
Yeah, I forget what they said on the post-game show, but yeah, it's not good. And something we were talking about earlier on our daily show was just, being able to capitalize on that. And there was a few too many things that the Kings couldn't capitalize on tonight, and that was really frustrating for me.
It was, and thank you to Logan and Pizza Spork in the chat, letting us know that the Kings are now 2-7
Thank you.
against teams on the second night of a back-to-back. Breaking news, not ideal. It's also not ideal to play without De'Aaron Fox, and the Kings at 1-3 without him, they struggled to really get anything going offensively. They were missing a ton of shots tonight. They had a ton of turnovers, including a lot of live ball ones. They end up finishing the night with 20 turnovers in this game, turning into 23 points for the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, some really sloppy, ugly basketball that was happening. It was sloppy. It wasn't, the details didn't matter in those moments. It was, I forget what play it was when maybe Sabonis had a block on one end of the floor and then they were passing it up and Tyrese had fallen to the ground, but he had hustled back just to get a steal from when Keegan was trying to like toss it to the corner. And it was just a soft pass and not recognizing where the other players were on the floor. Hence Tyrese running down the court and to get the steal.
The Kings had 2 players tonight in their starting lineup combined for 6 points. Keegan Murray and Davion Mitchell. And when you lose De'Aaron Fox, it's 25 points a game, right?
Sure.
Where are you going to make that up from? It can't just be one guy. You know this. Maybe with this team, it can be one guy, but you're going to need to get something out of the starting point guard spot when he's gone. When De'Aaron's been gone this year, Davion Mitchell has not been good enough offensively for this team. And I went back and looked at the numbers in the 4 games. The first game, 9 points, 4 assists on 4-9 in a loss to Miami. In a win against Cleveland, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 rebounds on 3 of 5 shooting. Played some great defense in that game. Kings came back and won that game.
Okay.
7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers in a loss to the Knicks. And tonight, 3 points, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 of 5 shooting in 22 minutes.
Yeah. From the start, what I appreciated at times, he was driving to the basket and looking for his guys in the corner, right? Driving, dishing. Didn't even look like he wanted to be a threat at the rim, right? And not to say it's not like it's easy. Miles Turner's down there.
Sure.
I mean, you've got some size, whatever, but we've seen him score on size at this level. So I didn't doubt that he could still do that. He didn't look confident. He didn't look ready to get his. And I think Mike Brown noticed that and wasn't about that life.
It was so bad for the Kings at the point guard spot tonight. Even Delly got in, right? Delly came in this game. Matthew Dellavedova played 8 minutes. That tells you that the Kings went without a true point guard in this game. Davion Mitchell came out at the 5:26 mark of the third quarter. Davion Mitchell did not come back into the game. Matthew Dellavedova did not come back into the game. The Kings went with lineups featuring Terrence Davis, Malik Monk, Herter, HB, and Sabonis. We saw TD with Monk, Keegan, Lyles, and Metu. You saw a lineup that had Herter, HB, Keegan, Lyles, and Sabonis. So the whole point is not a lot of stretches with a true point guard, right, out there on the floor for the Sacramento Kings. And, you know, I'm trying to figure out the Davion thing, right, because I watched him at times defensively tonight, and I got fired up because he's just everywhere, defending multiple guys, getting physical, doing some nice things. But you can't be a zero offensively.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you don't score a lot. Are you dropping dimes? Are you getting your guys some shots? Are you doing some stuff to actually run the offense? And I'm trying to figure out what the issue is with him. I do have theories.
Okay. Oh, and I want to hear them. I just want to say really quick, too, and it's just like we've been talking about, in today's league, you have to be able to do something on both sides of the ball. Even if it's very little, like, you have to be capable of shooting that shot confidently. And before we get to your theories, really quick, what I wanted to say was, during the Daily Show, toward the end, you asked me something about, like, are you concerned about De'Aaron not being in there? And I was like, concerned about what? The Kings have the second unit. You know, we know what these guys are capable of. And they've stepped up before. Not to say that that guys didn't, but you just see what it truly means to have a force and a true point guard like De'Aaron Fox.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Anyone that questions De'Aaron Fox's talent level and what he does for this team, I think you see a great example in these 4 games without him. They've struggled.
And I wasn't questioning De'Aaron, obviously,
right.
in his talent. I was more having confidence in what Mike Brown has built with this roster and had that next man up mentality. And not to say that would fill in for De'Aaron, but I just thought we were going to see a little bit more, especially from Davion. What were some of your theories? I'm curious about.
Before I get there, Space X Dragon Chicken says Davion and Keegan scored 3 points each, Deuce and Mo. I thought I said that.
You did.
Okay. I didn't want to make sure I didn't mess that up.
Yeah, you said 2 of their starters combined for 6 points.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I got that right. I think part of it, he has just struggled with Mike Brown's offense.
Okay.
But the other thing is, how often does Davion Mitchell get to run this team?
Like never.
very very few minutes in a game.
Yep.
Because what ends up happening, he comes in for Fox, and then he's maybe out there without Monk for a couple of minutes, maybe. But once Monk comes into the game, Monk is running the offense. So Mitchell's not getting the reps. Mitchell's not getting the opportunity.
That's a good point.
You know, part of that is, okay, maybe they see things in practice where he's not running the team. He's not running the offense like they need him to be. So, yeah, it's deliberate. Like, we're going to have you out there play defense. Monk is running the show. But with that said, then it's got to be challenging to ask him to go start an NBA game and expect him to be able to run things when he doesn't do that much at all for this team.
Like when you look at a team like Memphis, obviously going to Tyus Jones, one of the best
He's
backup
running
point
the
guards.
point guard.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Like, it's not, next man up mentality. It's that is his role,
Right.
is to run that shit. And Davion Mitchell, you would like that to be his role. And we've talked about what we feel like he would be as a point guard in this league. But sometimes I don't even think it's the minutes. Sometimes I am curious with his point guard mentality.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not like excusing. I think, one, if you're not getting the reps at something, you're not going to get better, right?
Absolutely.
You're not. But he's
Absolutely.
also has to put in the work to improve in running the offense and do what the team's asking. Part of it, too, is like just knocking down some shots. You got to knock down some shots. He got some great open looks tonight. He missed them.
Yeah.
He had that one, I think early in the third quarter. Okay, knocked down a shot. Maybe that can get him going. You mentioned, got to get to the basket. Get some of yours, you know? And I didn't feel like he was engaged tonight. I did not. I didn't feel like the engagement, the force was there for him in this team to have success offensively. I thought the same thing with Keegan tonight. I thought Keegan looked like the guy we saw weeks ago where he was not looking to score at all, not a threat, overpassing, and
Softer tonight.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
just different. But for Davion, this was a big opportunity for him.
Yep.
They need him to play some significant minutes and be productive out there, especially without Fox there.
Yeah.
And we don't know how long Fox is going to be out. He missed the game due to personal issues, but this is a major opportunity. And I think Mike Brown sent a strong message tonight. Like, he didn't play Davion Mitchell down the stretch of this game because he was getting nothing from him offensively. He didn't play Dellavedova because he was getting nothing from him offensively. And part of that might be like, oh, yeah, but they just went with their offensive players because they were down big. No, that's part of it too. But I think it's an indictment on where the Kings are at with that backup spot if they don't feel comfortable even putting him back out there.
Yeah. You see that a lot with Mike Brown when he doesn't trust a guy.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that's not a knock on that guy and his ability to play the game. I think sometimes it's Mike Brown having a shorter leash for guys because he wants to get things done now.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's his fault for not giving him enough opportunities and enough minutes to be able to find his rhythm and to find a way to lead this team. But at the same time, this motion offense is so free. It allows you to run so many different actions off of so many different possessions, the way that you bring it up, backdoors, dribble handoffs, everything. Like you've so many scenarios where you can excel and produce for your team, whether it's a great pass, a great screen, a great backdoor, or even your shot making ability. So you have all these ways to produce, and he couldn't do it. And that was tough to see.
And I made the case, I believe he's a guy that just needs more minutes just to get. We saw at the end of last year, although, again, I understand end of season, no Fox, no Sabonis, not a lot of structure with the Kings, especially at the end of the season when they're just trying to wrap up the season. He had some big games, though, and he was creating his own shot. He was being aggressive, playing free. But there is an adjustment. You got to learn how to play with others, make people better, play in important situations. I love what he brings defensively. I still think he's going to be a productive player in the league. I just think he had a good opportunity tonight, did not play well at all offensively. And I don't know if he's going through something too. It just didn't look right tonight. It just didn't look like he was a guy that was completely ready for this challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's the best way to describe it. I mean, whether you want to shove the word confidence in there, not ready.
And maybe it is a confidence thing. Like you're just not getting, like I said, the reps running a team on a game-to-game basis. Hell, you're playing like 15 minutes a night. Last year, he's playing like 25 minutes a night.
And I love Davion.
Yeah.
I think he has so much to add, so much value to what he can contribute on the defensive side. And then you see those flashes of offense, the way he gets a guy going one way with his handles, and then he's going the next way, straight line drive to the rack. When he doesn't play like that consistently, I'm a little confused because I go, that is something he can just do with his one-on-one ability. I understand too, having that short leash and wanting to make sure that you are contributing into this motion offense the right way and making the best things happen. But sometimes when you're that point guard and you're going to have the ball in your hands a lot, you just got to be willing to run off the fly, be creative, do your things, and create.
Well, and
be a threat.
If he's not back in time for the game against New Orleans, we have no idea. He's out with for a personal issue. Mitchell's going to get another shot. And, I hope he can bounce back from this. I hope, it's not easy to sit on the bench at the end of the game, especially when you started the game and you got this opportunity. You're thinking, all right, I'm going to get some extended run. And then you don't play at the end. But also the Kings did all right with that group when they went smaller. It seemed like, there were some turnovers. They battled turnovers the entire game. Monk had some tough turnovers in this game. But they were able to get back in the game a bit tonight. Yeah,
the moments that they did get back in was when they were more disciplined in their offense, or they were working off of a Pacers bad turnover, or a Pacers bad sequence. But then they would get right back into their own bad sequences, whether it was out of a timeout or the start of a quarter. There was just their moments of bad basketball, and it was like bunched together. It was really, it's what really pulled the Pacers apart to have the lead that they needed to have for even in those last couple of minutes and last minute to really know that they had this win at the end of the game. I felt like the Kings had lost it even when they had the opportunity to get something good out of it. Harrison Barnes missing that three.
Harrison Barnes missing a free throw, I think.
Yeah, and he also, Harrison Barnes was probably your best guy out there too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Actually, let's go talk about one good thing. How about that Harrison Barnes jam?
4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Harrison Barnes goes inside on Tyson, hammers it off the dribble. That's something you very rarely see from Harrison Barnes, attacking the rim and going above the iron to spike one home.
I don't even know if that was the right one, but that was one of his jams he had.
Yeah.
I want to find the other one.
Yeah.
Because that one was, I forgot, he had a couple of jams. Yeah, the one that he had, I'm pretty sure G-Man would have lost his mind.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yes,
the holy hell.
I had the wrong one.
Holy hell and one dunk. That's what it was when everyone lost their mind, even on Twitter. That was...
Dude, and then Trey Lyles had another one too. That was nasty.
That was toward the end of the game. But the one for Harrison, though, the emotion that he showed out of that.
It felt like he was trying to get his team going a little bit,
right?
Harrison
he
Barnes
totally
to
was.
Sabonis now stops, gives to Harrison.
Oh, is that?
Harrison
okay.
Wiggles toward the left, hesitates, drives inside, goes for the hammer, and he rips it again, and he's fouled. Oh, what a job off the dribble. That's the second time in this first half that Harrison Barnes has made a statement off the bounce with a rip. Harrison Barnes to Sabonis. Sabonis now goes for the hammer, and he rips it again, and he's fouled. Wiggles toward the left, hesitates, drives inside, goes for the hammer, and he rips it again, and he's fouled. Oh, what a job off the dribble. That's the second time in this first half that Harrison Barnes has made a statement.
And he yelled
off
a
the
little bit
bounce.
after that. He was playing aggressive.
He was. That's what I loved about Harrison's game tonight. I thought not only was he willing to go to the rim with authority,
drives inside, goes for the hammer, and he rips it again, and he's fouled.
3 of 5
Oh,
from
what
three.
a job off the dribble. That's
Just
the second time in this first half that Harrison Barnes
the numbers
has
that
made
they
a
needed
statement
to
off the
see
bounce
on the offensive
with a
end
rip.
when
Barnes
it
to
wasn't
Sabonis now stops, gives to Harrison.
produced
Harrison
by
waits
everyone
toward the
else
left,
at a
hesitates,
very
drives
high
inside,
level.
goes for the hammer, and he
you
rips
saw
it again,
Kevin
and he's
Huerter
fouled.
score 16
Oh,
points
what
tonight.
a
It was
job
great
off
to
the
see
dribble.
him
That's the
have another
second
game
time
where
in this
he was
first half that
finding
Harrison
his
Barnes
rhythm a
has
little
made
bit
a statement off the
Okay, hold on.
bounce.
Can you understand
With
audio
a
still
rip.
on?
Harrison Barnes to Sabonis.
You're gonna
Sabonis
say
now
something
stops,
else,
gives to
like,
Harrison.
Harrison, you guys are still
toward the
Audio's on
left, hesitates,
repeat?
drives inside, goes for the hammer, and he rips it again, and he's fouled.
Nothing's
Oh,
playing.
what
Hold
a job
on.
off the dribble. That's the second time in this first half that
letting me
Harrison
know. I don't know
Barnes
where we're
has made a
playing.
statement off the
I'm not
bounce.
seeing any levels
With
over
a
here.
rip.
Maybe it's on
Harrison
your
Barnes
email?
to Sabonis. Sabonis now
Oh my
stops,
God.
gives to Harrison.
Somehow, dude, thank you guys so much. I don't know why that would keep playing like that. Oh my God. I'm like watching them. I'm like, how are you guys still talking about G-Man? I was like, it was like all that awesome. Where is it playing?
Is it still like it's technically still playing somewhere, but they just can't hear it?
I think it's off
Someone
right
said,
now.
I thought I was going crazy.
It's
Leave
gone?
it like this.
Dude, I have no idea where it came from. That is so trippy. I'm watching it going, it's not playing. We were not hearing anything
No.
on our end, obviously. We're not just talking over it.
The spirit of G-Man lives on forever.
Dude.
17 G-Mans. Was it the same play too? Was it the dunk? That
I cannot wait to hear this later.
Harrison dunked 23 times. That's Barnes had 14 hammers. Thanks,
Gavano, we
guys.
may be firing the producer soon.
Yeah,
we might
don't
be.
worry.
All right. Do you guys want to hear the Harrison play again?
No.
Okay, were you guys, be honest for a second.
What?
Were you guys kind of impressed at our ability to keep talking? Did you think we were hearing it too? Because that would have been pretty amazing.
No,
if we-
I bet you if anything, they're like, are they crazy? It's still happening. Why are they still talking over it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Blame it on Chris. Yeah.
All right, let's reset and get back on track. I'll edit this out of the audio version. In 3, 2, 1. Beep. Yeah, HB was nice. 23 points for him. He led the Kings in scoring. That was the good part. Oh, and the other aggressive jam. Got to give some love to Trey Lyles.
Circles behind Sabonis, throws to Trey Lyles, up fake for three, drives it inside. This time he gets the hammer, he climbed the ladder, and he ripped it right into the face of Miles Turner. Oh my, what a statement. He was denied earlier, but that time he made sure.
Hell yeah.
That was big time stuff
Yeah.
by Trey Lyles. He missed a dunk earlier.
He missed a dunk earlier and also hit his head hard toward the end of the game.
Really hard. And it looked like he got fouled and then hit his head after. No?
I don't think he got fouled. I think it was like the momentum and like just battling for that rebound. And then he started falling backwards and it was just him falling backwards. You know, it didn't look like he was pushed backwards. So hard hit to the head. He got taken out. Next play down.
Well, we didn't hear much of Mike Brown on the TV broadcast tonight, so let's hear some of his post game after this Kings loss in Indiana.
A win for them, especially after us being down and coming back. You know, you give our guys credit for fighting and staying in the game and giving ourselves a chance at it at the end. But at the end of the day, I was terrible. I should have taken a timeout. When Trey got the offensive rebound, I thought that he would be able to find somebody on the perimeter for a spray three because he had three guys around him, and you know he shoots the ball and it gets blocked by Miles. I think we had another tough shot or two by the rim late in the game that Miles blocked, and you know just instances like that. They got a shot blocker. You got to think spray because we have guys open along the perimeter. But I'm just mad at myself for not taking a timeout to help Trey in that situation. At the end of the day, we had it was an okay defensive game. I thought we just made too many mistakes because of our lack of communication. We gave up some baskets just because we didn't switch when we were supposed to, whether it was we didn't honor the guy's call or we just kind of went and did what we wanted to on our own. I thought that was probably our biggest downfall defensively, was our inability to communicate with each other the right way. And then, I mean, it's going to be hard to win on the road. we had 20 turnovers. We kept telling the guys, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, and we just didn't. So we were bad in the turnover department. I was bad because I didn't call a timeout, and we were bad because we didn't communicate defensively by following our rules.
Was that moment with Trey, was that when he ended up falling backwards and hitting his head?
Yeah.
Okay. And in the final minute, I assume you were trying to foul them as time was running out there.
You mean the last 15 seconds or whatever? Yeah.
But final minute, I think Monk had a turnover. Buddy Hield had an offensive rebound. He had the possession where Harrison had to rush three and then he didn't foul. I mean, what do you think? What are you going to take away from the film session that you have with you guys when it comes down to that final minute?
We were really, really, really bad, including me. We were terrible. Again, you got to be able to execute down the stretch offensively. You got to be able to box out. You can't give up second shots. And we didn't do any of that. And that's what I said down the stretch. Throughout the course of the game, again, our turnovers were terrible. And it really hurt us in a one-possession game to have 20 of them on the road. And then our inability to communicate defensively and give up too many good looks versus a team that can shoot the mess out of the ball like the Pacers was not good. And, I guess we got what we all deserved.
I think that lineup you ended up playing for most of the fourth quarter was the first time you used that lineup all season. What led to going with that lineup, and what did you think of how it worked out?
Well, we couldn't score the ball. Part of it was because we were missing shots. Part of it was because Indiana's defense was really good. And then part of it was because we were just turning the ball over. And so, I figured I'd put multiple ball handlers out on the floor and see if we can somehow, some way not turn it over, which didn't work. We still turned it over, but at least we can possibly score the basketball, because at the end of the day, every time we touched the paint, they were collapsing, and when we did kick it or make good decisions with it, we got pretty good looks.
With that minor adjustment, so you can get shots not falling in the first half. Did you make an emphasis on the guys to start attacking reps or later down the stretch or late possession, so threes can't start falling after we get from the touch game?
What was one of our emphasis?
Just attacking, being more aggressive, coming into the paint when shots are not falling.
No, that's one of our staples. One of our staples is paint touches, and so we encourage our guys to get to the paint but make the simple pass. And too many times we try some of the most difficult passes that you sit there, and if they get through or make it, it's a heck of a play. But if they don't, it's a terrible play. And it's tough to win that way. We got to be more solid, but 20 turnovers is just way too many.
What did you think of the pregame tribute to Sabonis and just from your standpoint?
All right, there's Mike Brown after this Kings loss.
Had
Blamed
more-
himself for it.
Yeah. I had more questions, hopefully, about Davion.
Do you want me to try to go back
No,
to it?
no,
They were
no.
going to pregame tribute.
Yeah,
I mean,
no. I was glad that you cut it off there. My point is, I was hoping that we got more of them, even though I thought Chris Biederman did a good job with some of his questions about the lineups, and then even asking about what happened there at the end, that timeout that he didn't call when Trey Lyles got the offensive rebound, and then also a timeout when they were coming down the floor with 16 seconds left. I believe it was Sabonis pushing it up at first. Yes. And I was like, why? He just wants, I get just letting De'Aaron flow in those last 16 seconds to try and get a good shot off. But there was this look that Kevin Huerter had, goes to the paint, could have gotten Sabonis for an easy two. It would have been a quick two. He had positioning on the inside, but instead sees Harrison Barnes out for the three to tie the game. Harrison overshoots it, and then the clock, they get the rebound, the clock's run out.
It's rough. And the Kings had multiple opportunities, right? It's 107, 104 with 2 minutes to play. You're down 3, right? Neesmith misses a 3. Then Monk gets blocked by Turner. A hell of a play by Turner.
Yep.
I mean, he not only blocked it, he got the rebound, which was great. I think that was the play. But then Indiana Gets an 8. Sorry, I totally messed this up. My bad. Where am I at? Yeah, no, Blunt. And then an 8-second violation.
Yeah, dude, when that happened, they weren't talking about it on the broadcast. And I was like,
Yeah.
is that what's going on
it
right
was
now?
an
And
8-second
then finally I'm
violation.
like, oh my God, how did they screw that up?
Yeah, so maybe he didn't get the rebound on that block I'm talking about because how did that work out?
Okay.
They got an 8-second
Yeah.
violation. They took it out. But yeah, that was really bad. And then Malik Monk turned the ball over after that. That was when Neesmith stole it. Buddy Hield, jumper, offensive, it just game over.
Buddy Hield had a nice dunk in this game too.
That was right after the Lyles one.
God, a little shit.
Dude.
Little shit.
Yeah. He ends up, Buddy Hield tonight, 21 points. He had 10 rebounds and 6 assists.
I've never seen him try so hard. He looked good. He looked good tonight. Yeah. You look at Tyrese's game too, and you go, okay. I mean, not even hitting his averages, but second night of a back-to-back for him, second game back from an injury, and still his presence was being felt out there. I think just even by his team, just having someone who can manage the ball. You look at his 9 assists, that's still a big number.
And something else that Mike Brown mentioned too, or just some of the passes that this team makes.
Why? What are we doing, guys?
Malik Monk had 5 turnovers tonight.
Oh.
And it's just, he's probably the biggest culprit of the ones just forcing things.
Yeah.
Sabonis also had 6 turnovers. In his return, he had 15 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, 13 shots for him. I think the one thing that disappointed me tonight, I thought the Kings were going to have a nice size advantage on this team. I mean, they started Miles Turner at the 5 with a whole bunch of guards.
Wait, how many turnovers did you say Sabonis had?
He had 4.
Oh, you said 6.
I said 6 assists.
Oh, 6 assists. And I was like looking this whole time like, wait, 6 turnovers?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go on about Miles Turner.
The lineup that they put out there tonight, it was Miles Turner in 4 guards for the most part. Like Neesmith started at the 4, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, you're going to be able to score on this team. And I felt like there were times that they weren't getting the Sabonis the right looks, especially with some of the mismatches when Turner's not, on him. Get him the rock. And I need him to command that a little bit more too.
Yeah, there's too many moments like that where they didn't. I don't even know. I don't even want to say like they didn't capitalize on certain situations. They didn't look engaged. They didn't look sharp. That's what the word I'm looking for. They didn't look sharp in moments. With the way that they were passing balls, sometimes it would be too soft, right? Or even with some of those home run passes they were trying to make, it's like, that's not the sharpest pass to make. Or even in some of their decision makings, when to feed the big man and when to look to swing it one more time. It just wasn't a sharp game from the Kings. I mean, 20 turnovers. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I knew this game was going to be a challenge tonight. I just think with Tyrese back, it gives him a lot of life. Even though you mentioned like he only had 10 points tonight. It's not like he crushed the Kings out there, but 9 assists, 1 turnover. That's still a significant impact on the game. Miles Turner had a big impact too. I do like them trying to attack sometimes, but you got to be smart about it. And I think Mike Brown's right. Like, get those spray threes, get the ball moving, get them moving a little bit more. Try to get Turner away from the basket.
And that's where you could be a little sharper with your game, right? Just being more engaged, really being focused on how you should be playing against that lineup, where your guy is on the floor and how you can find a better shot. The shot selection at times just wasn't the best. And then there was other times where they got good looks and just weren't making them. Loved seeing Herter and Sabonis in the dribble handoff. I loved when we saw a good backdoor, and then whether you want to call it a home run pass or not, when it's Sabonis, I just trust that type of pass.
What a weird game for Herter. He got it going late, but he was 1 of 7 from 3, 7 of 14 overall, 50% from the field, but 1 of 7 from 3. That's tough.
It is. It's not shooting like he was in the beginning of the season, and how many people talked about it when he was shooting lights out. That's not going to last all season. No, it lasted quite some time, so consistently. I think a lot of teams have done a great job of doing their homework and putting the correct amount of pressure on him. They're like, we're not going to let you beat us. And it's it's messed with him. But at the same time, it's just something else that he has to add to his game. How can he find one more quicker step? You know, like think like Steph Curry, right? With just even your footwork or the way that you maybe come off of a screen. I think Kevin Huerter's smart enough to try and mirror some of those things.
We appreciate everyone joining us live on a Friday night after your team loses. I put this poll question up. How do we feel better about tonight? Non-alcoholic IPAs with Deuce. Cheers. Ice cream, wine, or all of the above. The winner, 46% say all of the above. I don't know how many people would actually want that non-alcoholic beer, though.
Why not?
You know, some people aren't into that. Some people want the real thing. There's nothing wrong with the real thing.
But there's nothing. But non-alcoholic is like great, and you're not going to feel gross.
Yeah.
Like for me, I think my metabolism is absolutely awful since I've been drinking more and more wine lately. My neck hurts, and I think it's just like all added from probably having the sugars of alcohol and wine and stress.
Well, we should mention that tonight's night chat presented by our friends over at rate.com/Sean Stanfield. Morgan Reagan, what would you say if I said, I needed some help with a mortgage?
I would say, well, I don't know anything, but you should probably call Sean Stanfield.
Yeah, that would make sense, right? Why would I call you when I can call Sean Stanfield at rate.com/Sean Stanfield? He's got all the high-tech stuff you need. Like, he will walk you through the process. He's going to make it really easy for you. And if you hit him up, his team's going to walk you through the loan options, neighborhood market, and current rate research. Plus, he's a Kings fan. So you guys can talk Kings, too. If you need answers and if you can I afford a house? Does it make sense for me right now? He's the guy to call.
Yeah, I mean, talking to him the other day, too, like I was saying the other night, he was telling me why it's actually the best time to buy a house. And I was like, and then he explained everything to me, and I was like, okay, let me try to pass that along. Or I can just pass along his number so you can ask him these questions, and he can help you out, too.
Yeah, so hit Sean up today at rate.com/Sean Stanfield. You can call or text him at 916-276-7563. That's 916-276-7563. Morgan Reagan, that's equal housing lender. It's subject to credit approval. NMLS ID number 349707. Company NMLS ID number 2611. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Thanks so much to our friends at
Guarantee.
Right.
Guarantee.
Right. We're also presented today by a New York Times best-selling author. She's the one and only T.R. Reagan.
This gal, she cray-cray. I don't know why I said that like that. Such a Beautiful Family's out, and I've been reading all of her reviews because I have fun with what other people think about her books and her storytelling. And they were thrown off by this one in good ways, right? Like thinking they knew where it was going to go, and then they didn't. I know a lot of our podcast listeners have also read this book as well. And if you're looking to read any of her thrillers, just go to trreagan.com or amazon.com and search TR Reagan.
Her books are insane. She's crazy. If you like thrillers, get ready and buckle the hell up. Check it out, trreagan.com.
Really quick, too, I'm on her third book of her Lizzie Gardner series. Yes, I never read her famous, this is where she became famous as a thriller writer. And I'm on her third book. It is the creepiest shit I've ever read, and I almost regret that I started it. True. No, like I'm honestly not happy because I can't sleep at night. So that's probably why
that's a great endorsement of your mom's book.
Yeah.
Check them out, trreagan.com. If you're in the live chat, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed as we inch closer to 10,000 subs. Before we continue on a little bit, you want to hear from Sabonis?
Yeah.
Sabonis playing his first game in Indiana.
20 turnovers tonight. What stands out to you in terms of how you guys improve on that for Sunday?
I just feel like we came out and we just weren't really ourselves, even we had a really bad second quarter, but it was all these turnovers. We weren't cutting in the right places. We were just kind of sloppy out there, and I feel like that second quarter really hurt us.
Well, what do you think you're going to take away from the film session when you look at the last couple minutes of the game and turnovers, offensive rebound allowed, not fouling at the end? Just how are you guys going to be consistent?
It's tough. Coach trusted us to make the right play. You know, I feel we had two timeouts left, so we could have done something, but you know, I feel like we got a good shot. You know, there was still more time. Maybe we could have moved it, maybe not. But, you know, HB's been shooting lights out for us, you know, so we definitely live with that. It's a great shot for us.
And what was the night like for you, just the pregame tribute and the, I don't know if you had emotions surrounding?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. You know, today's been really cool. You know, I got to see a lot of people, a lot of familiar faces. You know, obviously you want to leave with a win, but we definitely weren't at our best. You know, and that second quarter hurt us. You know.
Is this going to be a game you could potentially look back on, given that, like on Monday, they had a win without you in overtime?
Yeah.
Tonight, no DN. Are you going to be able to pull from these experiences down the road?
Yeah, of course. You know, coaches are going to watch film. We're going to watch film tomorrow. You know, we need to see where we can, who do we play through, what plays we can go through. You know, if De'Aaron's not in the situation late game, you know, he's been amazing for us, you know, in the clutch, and we need to figure out a way to still be that team without him.
Tell us what was racing through your mind as you just walked through the tunnel, and I'm sure a blur of emotions came flowing.
I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea where to go. It was all different, you know. I was following Trey Lyles, and I was like, show me how to get to the locker room.
I'm sure you had a lot of different conversations, TJ, and who knows,
yeah.
what were
Just with everyone, all the staff, you know, like I'm close with all the staff members, coaching staff, you know, people at the arena, people at the Conrad, you know, and it's cool. It's really cool to be back, you know. Everyone's super nice, you know. All they say is we miss you, you know. It's awesome to see you, you know. So it's awesome to feel that love.
So there's Sabonis after the Kings loss in Indiana, and he's making a point. The late game execution, Mike Brown was kind of hard on himself with how kind of he used timeouts. Sabonis mentioning there, like, hey, kind of let us play. And we did have two timeouts, but, you know, we trust things and we didn't execute.
And I liked what he even said about Harrison Barnes. Like, he was shooting lights out. We'll take that shot. And I absolutely understand that. And that's why even when I do mention the quick two that they could have gotten from Herter to Sabonis, it's, you could have done a lot of other things too. So I get it.
All right. We need to be uplifted a bit today. Even though this is the second time we've talked to him today. Let's welcome on a Friday night. Nick is here. Hey, Nick.
What's up, Deuce?
What are you doing, man?
How are you?
Good.
Been better.
Oh.
So we lost tonight, but you know what? We're going to have to play better defense. We're going to have to play stronger Sunday, you know?
Yeah. What do you think they need to do better on defense?
I feel like, you know, Malik Monk didn't shoot really well tonight. You know, we did not get to see the beam tonight.
No.
But I can see the beam in my dreams.
Oh.
But I can see the beam in my dreams. And I do want to see the beam lit on Sunday, so we're going to have to fire that laser on Sunday.
Yeah, we are,
I
Nick.
love Nick. You make us feel better, man.
So much better.
You see the beam in your dreams, huh?
But the beam is still lit. But if the Kings beat Houston twice, the last game of the road trip, which Houston is trash, garbage.
You're skipping New Orleans the next game.
Wait, no, I like this.
Go ahead, keep going.
Next game is New Orleans, and we're gonna have next stop is New Orleans, so we're gonna have to play well Sunday.
Okay, what were you gonna say about Houston though?
That Houston's garbage.
Okay.
You know, I thought at first I thought you were getting all poetic on us, talking about how the beam shall always be in my dream. Okay, go on, Nick.
Houston twice, because if we beat New Orleans,
okay,
you beat New Orleans, you beat Houston twice. You come home, you play Dallas twice.
Give me a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah. We need to fire that laser.
Yes. All right, Nick. We appreciate you checking in, man.
I should say sleep dreams, because I can't see beams because we don't have a beam tonight.
Okay. No, you could still say sleep beams.
Sleep beams.
Say sleep beams, Nick.
Sleep beams to Samo.
He's an icon.
I would die without him.
He is an icon, man.
Don't want to be alive without this world having Coach Nick. Oh my gosh.
Let's see if someone on Twitter Spaces can follow up that. We check in with Leaf Viking. What's up, Leaf Viking? Leaf. Hey, Leaf, are you there?
Leaf Viking.
Leaf Viking.
Go.
There he is.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now we got you. What is up,
Hey, my
man?
bad. Hey, Deuce. Hey, Morgan. How you guys doing? Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So I just want to start off by congratulating our All-Star, Domantas Sabonis. Well deserved. Gosh, I love Domas, man. I seen him on L Street one night driving his G-Wagon, and he gave me a heads up. I told him how he's been putting on for my fantasy basketball league team, so we appreciate that.
What was his reaction when you said that? Was he like, yeah, cool, man?
Well, he was surprised, but it was the night that we beat the Pacers at home. So it was like, it was a good night to come face to face with Domas. You know, I love the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy he's a Sacramento King. But I want to talk a little about the trade deadline coming up. And, you know, if Monty McNair is listening, I want him to take this into account.
Okay.
So obviously our offensive rating has been the top. We're incredible. But on a night like tonight, you know, you start Davion, and I had a lot of people, you know, in my Facebook thread, you know, talking about how, you know, Davion's offensive performance was poor and his defense wasn't that great. And so when it comes to the trade deadline, why do we need to sacrifice our offensive rating for a subpar boost in the defensive rating? You know, I love Matisse Thybulle. I think he'll add a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings entertain trading Davion, not after this performance, but just in general. That might, you know, get some people mad at me, but I'm just saying all doors are open. Don't let this game fool you guys. It's right before the trade deadline. And if anybody else was watching this game as closely as I was, I had a really like weird feeling about how maybe this is like a little trade showcase for all our players. We need Foxy. We need Sabonis. Everybody else, they're on the table.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks for checking in, Leaf
Viking.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think the Kings have like a ton of untouchable players.
No.
I mean, Fox and Sabonis are staying. Keegan's staying. I would imagine there's everyone else. I mean, you could call and be like, hey, Monty, what's up? You know, so look, I'm not going to be surprised by anything.
I think I always love the perspective though when like a listener, a Kings fan, people within this community call in, and that's how they feel about the trade too. You've heard the dramatic like make the move. You've heard the dramatic no moves made, and you've heard the comment nobody's untouchable. And this was one of those games that make you feel that way.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I think we say that after every loss, though.
I don't think he was saying it specifically because of what happened in this game. I don't think if anyone's feeling that way because of one game,
he wasn't.
Misguided.
He mentioned
that's what I'm
it
saying.
too. Yeah.
And so I think it's you got to be open for sure. I'm not gonna if they don't make some big trade coming up or even a trade coming up this week. We'll see what they do in the buyout market too. The Davion question is definitely something to watch. I mean, at some point you have to make a decision whether or not, like, hey, rookie extension, do you want to keep him here long term?
Right.
Like those are things that are going to be talked about. And it's clear that at this point, he's not getting enough run to develop at the rate maybe that he wants to. And in turn, the Kings they're not getting a ton from him offensively. So what are the reasons for that? Is he not good enough offensively? Is he struggling running the point? Is he just not getting the opportunity to do those things? He's coming in these short stints. You know, when he's playing with Monk's running the show. So there's so many factors at play, but it's clear like they got to get something from that position, especially offensively.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I want to see this.
Are you talking about the big brawl tonight?
That's what they said. They're calling it a big brawl. 5 players ejected. We'll see.
Mo Bamba and Austin Rivers. We have not watched this yet. What led to this?
I don't know.
Okay,
we'll see. Okay.
It just seems like it comes out of nowhere. There's a scuffle. Okay, they're trying to pull guys away. This is on Twitter, guys. I don't know if we can show this.
Yeah. Okay, so they pin Austin Rivers down.
Mo Bamba. Well, he wasn't even in the game, though.
Damn.
What the hell happened, dude? Oh, man.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, but I want to know what led to that.
Oh, here we go.
Said before NBA player to.
I don't know, but man, so Suggs throws Rivers down, and like that is insane.
Look at those bodies fly. Okay.
Yeah.
I got an ESPN alert for it, so I was curious if it was going to be something worse. We love the drama, though. My goodness.
Let's check in with our guy Leezy. What's up, Leezy? I don't know what happened with Leezy.
Bye, Leezy.
There he is. He's back. Leezy, what's up, man?
Oh, hey, yo, what's up? What's going on, Deuce? What's up, Mama?
Hey,
How you doing?
Oh, it's going good. Oh, snap! I'm over here fumbling. Oh, okay, all right.
Can I be honest for a second? I feel like this might be one of it's the worst night chat of the year.
What do you mean?
I just don't feel good about how I performed tonight at this.
Are you being
I'm
serious?
dead serious. Yeah, I'm like this is not a good listen. This is not good tonight.
What?
Yeah.
Oh God.
We keep it real here. I'm just being honest. I'm just like I don't know what it is, and maybe it's
Deuce,
to be.
You're like.
No, I'm just being transparent. I'm being transparent. I just feel, it's been kind of an adjustment doing this daily show. It's just, and I'm like, God, am I just not functioning at a high level because of this? I don't know.
That's not good.
No, I'm just being straight with you guys.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's okay. Deuce, you guys are like the Kings, tonight. Tonight might be a bad night, but you're still at the top of the West. You still got chances and opportunities. Don't let one bad day lead to a bad week or month or whatever. You got this.
I promise you I'm not going to let it get to me. It's going to bug me in the moment, but it's okay. Yeah, we'll bounce back.
That's all right. Yeah, so I was just calling. Yeah, obviously everyone's all excited about the game. It's whatever. I had a few questions. Going forward, what do you think about Davion Mitchell? Like, there's been some games this season where he's played and he's done good, but there's been a lot of times where his offense isn't there. And I don't want to come off as a Davion hater because I like him. I think he's a good player. But what do you think about a guy like Bones Highland, who's out there, who's younger, taller, and he's definitely out there on the trade block? This isn't a fake trade I'm coming up with.
No, I mean, here's the thing. If Bones Highland's not satisfied with his role in Denver, and that's what it sounds like, what's his role in Sacramento? I mean, it can't be much more than he was getting in Denver, to be honest, especially with the guard lineup that the Kings have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't totally look at him as like a true backup point guard, but like, is he playing 20 minutes a night with the Kings? What's he playing this year for Denver? 15?
19.
So he's playing at 19 and he's not satisfied with his role. Is this role going to be greater in Sacramento? And like, so that's a challenge. I mean, I feel like he's a guy that probably should go to a team that's going to allow him to get some legitimate run and, maybe play at the level that he thinks he can play at a consistent basis. And maybe he thrives in a different situation.
Well, that's a good point. Just the only reason I thought about it really is because he gives you more size on defense. He's bigger than Davion. I love Davion. I know that's his specialty, but just feel like he's kind of undersized for his position. But okay, so you're out on Bones Highland. My other question was about Matisse Thybulle. I can't say his name right now.
Thybulle, yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Do you think that's a real trade, or do you think Morey's just kind of using Monty for leverage, kind of like he did last year? It kind of appeared, running up the price. Do you think that's a real possibility that Thybulle could actually be traded to the Kings?
Yeah, it's hard to run up a price on a guy that's making $3 million, right? Like, what more teams? Teams know who Matisse Thybulle, is. They're not going to like overpay for the guy, and I don't think him trying to utilize Sacramento. Like, I don't think there's much leverage at play there. Is my thought.
No. I mean, like, not like actual money, but like inflation in the league. Like every player nowadays, you have to trade a first rounder for, and that's just not real. Not every player is worth a first rounder.
No, not at all. Especially a guy like on an expiring contract. No, I mean. I could see why people would be interested in Thybulle. Morgan, what were you going to say though?
No, I get it. And I understand what you're saying. I think sometimes it's just chatter though. Like people, just because they're talking about it behind the scenes and someone mentions it to someone to push it out, or it just gets out, those rumors get out sometimes maliciously or with intent, and other times people are talking and they get back to the journalists. So I wouldn't take it like, I don't think there's drama behind it with someone trying to get too much out of it or anything. That's nothing I've heard. So.
All right. And just my last question, just talking about the All-Star game. So is it confirmed or not? Is Zion actually going to play, or is it there actually going to be an open spot?
I don't know that he's going to play. He's not back yet, right? And we're getting closer to the game. I would be surprised if he played in the game, especially if he didn't get a couple of games in. I know we talked to Mark J. Spears about that, and he said that that's probably a spot that is likely going to be open.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a possibility. And if he actually gets that spot, though, we still don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. Hope you guys get some rest.
Yeah.
Sleep. Hope you feel better and you'll bounce back. It's okay.
Sleep beams.
Thanks, Leezy. I appreciate it. Leezy, you're really concerned about me.
I am too.
Are you?
Yeah. The fact that you felt that way. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just not sharp at all.
I disagree.
I'm not sharp. I feel like, I've just been mid tonight. And it's okay. Like, you know what? Even the great ones, Morgan, have golf games. It just happens. It does.
No, but we've been like feeling it the last 2 weeks.
I know. I don't know if that's complete. I don't know why. Sometimes you just have an off game. Let's check in with our friend MegaLu. Hey, MegaLu.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're
wonderful.
Great. How are you?
What plans do you have this weekend to not work and treat yourself?
That's great.
That's what I want to know.
Everyone's really concerned. I should have made it. I should have said anything. Why did I say that?
You guys have been working your butts off.
I know. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. I have no screen time.
Yeah.
Maybe some time outside. I know it's going to rain a little bit, but just get away a little bit.
Yeah. I have lots of emails that I haven't been able to catch up on, but I'm going to clip my nails, haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, just basic hygiene. That's good for you,
yeah.
Morgan. That works, I guess, as long as you go have a pedicure somewhere too. I think you should go full treat yourself.
I should
do a spa day or something.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Well, I'm here. I don't want. I'm like the lone Davion defender. It just takes a really long time for good two-way guards to develop in the league. If you look around the league and you make a list of the best two-way guards, Marcus Smart, Drew Holiday, DeAnthony Melton, Tyus Jones, it took them a long time. It's not an instantaneous thing. And I know people want it to be instantaneous, and I get that, but I wouldn't give up on Davion so fast. And I don't think it's fair to think that he is the only one that makes our defense better. If you have one guy playing defense, you're not going to be very good.
No, that's true.
I'm annoyed with how, out people have been on him. And this week, especially, it seems to have really ramped up. I totally understand he seems to be in Mike Brown's doghouse, or at least not getting enough minutes to really find a groove, in my opinion. But I don't think trading everybody is a good, what was that guy talking about? Does he know that we are first in the Pacific Division, that we're
no, for sure,
third in the West? Does he know that we're a good team? I don't think trading everyone is a good solution.
I think he was just trying to say I think he was just trying to say everything is kind of on the table with this team, which certain guys, you have to be open-minded in the NBA. But yeah, if anyone thinks they have to do something drastic, I think that's just misguided. As far as Davion, I don't think there's sometimes with his critics out there that do not pay enough attention to him defensively. And I know that's his calling card and that's been his. But again, I still don't think people pay close enough attention to him blowing up screens, rotating perfectly on really a variety of positions from guards to bigs. He is so good at putting pressure on the ball. He's masterful defensively. The issue tonight was really simply the offense not getting the team going. You got to make something happen.
That's it. And
100%.
And I would say too, MegaLu, the people that are saying that also are sometimes looking at the stat sheet and they're not noticing him cross the guy up on the offensive end that led to the hockey assist or that created something to start the offense. He still has that ability to do that on the offensive end. It wasn't tonight. It hasn't been consistent, but I'm with you. I think people just like to criticize when it's not enough, when really it's like his role hasn't been like backup point guard for, 6 years in this league. This is his second season. And although we want to see more, because he was an older rookie coming out of the draft, it is what it is. NBA minutes are the only thing that can help him. Experience are the only thing that can really help him.
I like I said, I felt like the lone Davion defender, although we had several others in our space earlier, so that was nice. But I just think like accusing him of bogging down the offense is a little bit much. And also expecting him to like save your 3-point percentage when nobody else is making them either is also a little bit much.
Yeah,
so that's all I'll say. I'm ride or die with Davion. I think it's such an unusual and fascinating skill set to see a player who's as fun to watch on defense as most players are to watch on offense, that, I really don't want to lose that personally. And I also have like massive Kings PTSD of losing my favorite players and still being a fan of the team. So that's all I wanted to say. And I also want to make sure, like I said, you guys take a serious day off, get some deep sleep, get some rest, have a pedicure, have a massage, do something for yourself that has nothing to do with basketball.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, MegaLu.
Thanks, MegaLu.
Yeah. Lots to unpack there. And I think with Davion too, it's just like, God, he needs to knock down some shots. You're getting open looks, he's getting some great looks from 3.
Yeah, and I see on the chat, bad news, sour grapes, making excuses for Davion. Please stop, Mo. And what I'll say is that critiquing his game or breaking down what he does and does not do is not giving him excuses. I mean, what he does do is really at a high level when you look at him on the defensive end, and then saying what he can add on the offensive end. We've seen it before. So where's the excuse just because he didn't play well tonight? But yeah, I think MegaLu has a good point though, when you just look at how many years in the experience for him as well.
Appreciate everyone in the chat tonight. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed too. We appreciate you guys being here. And then the last point she made about us getting a day off, I just want to make something clear real fast, okay? I am beyond grateful at the fact that like my jobs in life have to do with basketball sports. I'm not trying to
1 billion.
I'm so tired. Like there's a lot of people out there that
I work so hard. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. You guys all work. You guys have. I don't have kids, okay?
Dude.
So I'm not trying to act. I'm just like it's this new daily show has been adding to an already busy schedule, and it's just like okay. We're good, right? We're getting a job. It just takes some time to get used to. I don't want to feel like I'm like, hey, I'm so busy.
No,
No.
No, because I always think about all of you guys out there and how not only are you working, but then you're also consuming our shit and you're hanging out with us and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, you guys, and then watching a game and everything. It's like, although it's fun, like you're still busy. Like we're all busy, right? But
Gerardo, I don't need you to say, Deuce, you look tired tonight. I do not. Son of God.
But yeah, I think MegaLu's definitely right about how the self-love thing is something I've not focused on or even have thought about enough of in this time. And I've had like the closest to like panic attacks that I've had since right after COVID. So and I keep saying like, oh, I need help, but I really think like I need to go get help. So I'm gonna make an appointment tomorrow, go do that, figure out what I need to do. Yeah, because I'm like, whoa, anxiety is blowing my mind.
New job's going great.
I'm just being transparent.
New job going great. Yeah. Everything's great though.
I'm okay. Are you okay? Because I'm okay.
Oh my God. You guys are you guys make me laugh. This whole thing makes me laugh. We appreciate you guys. Also, can we talk about one thing tonight?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Why did I ask? We all saw the Dillon Brooks play last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The dirtiest player in the league hits Davion Mitchell straight in the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'd assume in that area, it does not feel good. Any man could tell you what that pain is like when you accidentally get hit there. To hit someone intentionally there, beyond out of bounds. By the way, you're a professional basketball player. Can you be better out there? You have to resort to hitting some dude in the nuts. What is wrong with you? And then today, the NBA comes out. Hey, you're in trouble, Dillon Brooks. You come over here. Okay. Oh, it's going to be a big-time punishment. You're going to be suspended 1 game.
With no pay.
What? 1 game. So a guy can leave the bench, walk on the court, a step on the court while his teammates are maybe getting in a fight. You're not in that game. You come off the bench, it's a 1-game suspension.
That's true.
You hit a guy in the dick. 1 game?
We said dick.
What are we doing? It doesn't make sense. And it's not like this guy's like, hey, he's normally like a good, upstanding citizen on the basketball court. The guy's dirty. He gets guys hurt. He gets in this shit all the time. Like, why do you allow a guy like him to mess with the game like that? He's not safe out there. Doing stuff like that's not cool in the game. And this is what a player does when they're not legit players in the game. When they're not as good as their reputation is. Yeah, I know, like 16 points a game and, his defense, he's gritty. It's like, yeah, but when you start resorting to that all the time and then you're off taking bad shots, ill-advised shots all the game, you're not helping your team. You're not. And I think it makes people hate that team even more than they already do because their cockiness. Like, I'm out. Like, I would not be surprised if the Memphis Grizzlies move on from Brooks at some point.
Damn. Tell us how you real feel, Deuce.
Maybe I need to get that off my chest a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it. Like,
from
Dillon Brooks to the league's response. Why isn't 1 game?
Well, okay,
I don't get these suspensions.
Can I just challenge you on that? Because I go 1 game without pay, that's like getting fined basically, right? You're not getting the money that you, I guess were told that you were going to get at the beginning of the year or within your contract or whatever.
So, yeah.
So, like, think about it.
I
It's
understand
like
you
lose
lose
money and 1 game. So, the people that step off the bench, is it just 1 game? And again, I'm just
They lose
challenging.
money.
Please don't go Dillon Brooks on
Morgan,
me.
if you get suspended, you don't get paid. Yeah, that's...
Oh, even the guys that step on the floor.
Yeah, if you miss it, if you're suspended...
I don't know why I was thinking like, oh, well, they just like get suspended the game. No, okay, you're
Yeah,
right.
you lose a game check.
And
You don't get
Donovan
paid.
Mitchell got fined. So I guess...
Yes, the guy who got hit in the balls got fined. Like, it
here's
doesn't
my
add
thing
up.
then. Here's my thing. Maybe it should be 1 game suspension plus a fine. Would that make you feel even better? So not only are you not getting paid, but then you're also losing money on top of that.
I don't think you're following me.
That does not do it for you, huh?
This needs to be a multi-game suspension. Like, no, I'm serious. Minimum 3 games. Like, learn your lesson. What's a game? What's a game? You can hit the best player in the balls, and that's okay. And by the way, Donovan Mitchell has to pay a fine for what? Getting up and defending himself?
Yeah.
You don't get a fine for getting up and what do you want him to sit there and be okay with it? No. Hey, here. You want to play this? You know what? Is this the first time he's done this?
I don't
think it is because I just had a memory of something I said before.
Jeez.
My rule when someone gets hit in the balls in a game, fine. You know what we do? We stand you up. Donovan, hit Dillon in the nuts.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to ask you. No, you had this
Hit
rule.
this,
You said it
hit
has
in the
to be
nuts.
a half court.
We blow the whistle. You got hit in the ball. We just reviewed it. Yep. After the review, Donovan Mitchell was hitting the balls. So we got a ball foul. We go to midcourt, and Dillon Brooks has to take a cup check from Donovan Mitchell. Blow the whistle and bop, bop. And now Super just a little bop. You know what I mean?
It's so weird.
We all know what we're talking
weird.
about. Why is that?
Because one, it's such child's play.
Oh, it is. But guess what?
Ball
He's
tapping each other.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts, and you need to suffer the pain.
We've actually talked about this before, and what's just hilarious is that every time it still shocks me more and more. Like, it actually shocks me even more every time.
It's just... What are we doing?
Well, you know what's funny that you say this? Richard Jefferson just posted this Instagram video, and they're like, Malik Andrews is like, thanks for joining the show, whatever. Kendrick Perkins taps Richard Jefferson in the head. Richard Jefferson gives him a cup check, right? Isn't that what they call it?
Yeah.
And it's on TV and everything. And they like scan over to the other people and they're just like, oh shit. Like,
that's crazy.
Right. So my point is, would that even make a point? These older men on national television are doing that. Would that really make its point anyway?
Okay, I wasn't being totally serious. I'm glad you asked a follow-up about my joke. I obviously don't really want that. I just want the NBA to, I don't know, be a little more serious.
Okay.
With how they take repeated, like, dirty plays from a player. Like, give him a more legit punishment. Yeah, I mean, the guy's got a reputation. It's just crazy. It's like, I don't know. I just don't, the suspensions don't make sense.
1 ball hit, like 2 games. 2 ball hits.
It doesn't have to be a ball. No.
Okay, it could be just dirty.
Just dirty play.
Okay.
He's had dirty plays in the past, and it's tired.
I like this.
Guys don't like him.
I like this.
I mean, it's like Davion Mitchell said after that. He's like, yeah, I mean, this is who he is. He's done it to multiple guys. He named some key players he's done it to, and he says, you know what? And he's mad because I've been busting his ass for years.
Different tiers of dirtiness getting fined, and I like it. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Whatever
I think you're even complicating it. It's simple. Everyone in the league knows Dillon Brooks is a dirty player. You get technicals, you have injuries to other players. Like, you know who this guy is. Like, if you watch the game on a regular basis, you know what he's about. So when he does this stuff, you don't allow him to get away with it. And one game's not enough.
Hold him accountable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's going to keep being dirty.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. So that was interesting. And then you had the Kyrie stuff today. That was crazy.
Dude.
My God.
What a wild day. I mean, when we had Mark Spears on The Daily Show, he was talking about how he was throwing another team in there, and it was the Raptors. And I thought that was so interesting. You know, could you see Fred VanVleet go and play with KD and be happier there? And would Masai really, like, why would they do that in Toronto unless they wanted to and thought they could sign him to a longer?
Yeah, maybe exactly. And that's like the big question I have for any team acquiring. Do they trust to give the guy a long-term deal? I mean, you hear the Lakers, the Mavs, the Raptors, the Heat, who else?
Suns.
Suns.
You said, okay. Yeah.
You would think that would be more of a crisp Dallas. Did I mention that already? Yeah. So I don't know. I'd still be surprised if the Lakers didn't pull it off. But then I'm like, yeah, do the Nets really want Westbrook on their team? Like, I don't know, man. This is what Kyrie's just such a talented player. And I think what happens sometimes when Kyrie does stuff, people on social media then try to like downgrade him as a player. I'm like, dude, I'm not the biggest Kyrie Irving fan, but that guy is a baller.
Yeah.
Like, the guy gets his shit.
buckets.
I mean, he's just nasty. And he helps teams on the floor when he's right, and he's just like, basketball, that's it. But you know, he's got a lot of other interests. He also has been just prone to like be unhappy with the situation out of the blue. Talks about being in Boston forever, then wants to leave Boston. Then like what happened in Cleveland? What happened here? It's just bizarre. Like, if I'm a GM, as talented as the guy is, I just can't touch him long term. I can't. I mean,
if you understand the team dynamics of basketball, you would understand like, no, we're good. That could really screw with everything forever. No one's going to be the Kyrie whisperer, right? That guy beats to his own drum. What is it?
Beats to his own drum? I got hey, drum. You mean marches to his own drum? Yeah, he beats his own drum.
I beat to my own drum, you know? Dun, dun, dun.
So stupid.
Hate
yeah,
myself.
I mean, I think there are certain situations where you're like, I just feel like temporarily he could be happy. Like, okay, he can go to LA and probably be cool for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I actually thought I know this is crazy. I started to get suckered back into the Nets at one point when they were kind of playing well again. I'm like, well, look, they're like, Kyrie's back. Jacques Vaughn, that's a good coach. KD's playing just as well. Ben
Simmons was just holding his own out there, like
Mr. Single, but yeah. And then Nick Claxton's playing well. I'm like, okay, maybe this is it. The drama's over. And then, the story that came out last week was like, Kyrie really wants an extension. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess he's really happy. A week later, it comes out he demanded a trade. I'm like, okay, I know contract stuff breaks down. And that's the other thing that bugs me about it is like, I understand business, right? Like you're trying to negotiate a contract.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out. You're unhappy. But like you have teammates. Just like
you should care about them as humans.
My mindset for him would be like, forget the front office. Let's go win.
Yeah.
Let's go win. And guess what? If I help this team win a championship or make a deep run and prove that like nothing's going on the rest of I'm going to be able to sign a max deal anyway.
So selfish. It is so and even if that should be the thought process, like what?
Sorry. Marches to the beat of his own drum.
Marches to
I
the
even
beat.
messed it up.
Yeah,
marches to his own drum, you idiot. Marches to the beat. We're missing a key part.
Beats to his own drum.
I told you this podcast is sucked today. But this part's been fun.
That's not true.
Which is
you are
okay.
No,
it's fine.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, no, I noticed the moment that you were caught off guard by yourself. I noticed the moment. I knew what moment. And I was like, why is he being slow to this? And then it was like when we were going to the Mo Bamba fight, and then you're just kind of like, yeah. And then we get to Leezy,
I just
and
couldn't
like you
see
express
anything.
it.
I just was just like, I can't even see
That's
what's
okay.
happening.
Everything else. I mean, I've enjoyed everyone. I've enjoyed you even a little bit.
Thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Beat to your own drum, man.
Brooks says new shirt. Can I be honest? That's a good point.
That's funny. It took me like 7 seconds to get there.
We're doing that a lot lately. Kyrie. Somehow I got there. I don't know how I got there, but I did. No, but with Kyrie, it's just like I can't trust it, and I feel bad for his teammates. And I understand most NBA guys know it's a business, but it still sucks when you feel like you are clicking a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, KD's out, but once he gets back, you're like, we can maybe do something here. And, here we are 6 days before the trade deadline. They're in the thick of things in the East. And he's like, yeah, I'm done here.
Do you think he also is worried about getting an extension, whatever, because it's like, well, if he were to get hurt or his value goes down, if he was looking to get that big paycheck from anyone else. So he's like, hey, make that money now. So then at least you have that safety. Then you can request a trade and really screw him over.
Yeah. But again, who's signing him to a long-term deal?
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Well,
what money? I mean, okay, he got paid.
Mark Spears sounded like, hey, like people are going to want him. Because I asked him about that. I said,
people may want him for this year, and that's the challenge for the Nets.
He said, but that's what I asked him. I said, are people more intrigued with him for just the rest of the season because his contract is expiring? Or they're like, hey, we want to sign him on for longer, so we're scared to lose him. He went with that one. He was like, yeah, no, people know Kyrie's good, so they want to keep him if they're going for him. And I was like, whoa.
They say that, and I think then they experience it.
That will 100% that's happened to every single team he's been a part of.
Man.
So annoying. It's such a waste of talent.
He's so good, too.
So good. Maybe that's what makes this whole thing unique, but he sucks.
Leezy says, Deuce was done when I called in with the sad face emoji. No, I promise you it wasn't you. I was already in my own head at that point.
Definitely noticed it.
Okay.
Noticed it.
Let's not rub it in.
Oh no.
Let's not rub it in.
Because you were great. You were great all the way until like a minute hit you, and I was like, "You okay, bud? What's wrong? You beating to that your own drum?"
Someone's saying Mo Bamba and Austin Rivers are going after each other on Instagram. They went at each other during the game, and now on Instagram.
Oh my God, I live for this shit. Yes, it's like bravo.
Let's also mention. Oh, that's funny. You just did the find out and F around and find out little graphic meme. And then what was the other one? Austin Rivers. IG. By the way, is this the most random NBA scuffle in history?
Yeah.
Austin Rivers and I don't see anything on Austin.
Podcast stuff.
Yeah. This has got to be one of the more random, if you want to call it, fights or scuffles in NBA history.
Yeah.
Austin Rivers and Mo Bamba?
And again, I still don't really understand. I mean, Deuce and I were watching it, but we'll watch it again some other time. But you couldn't tell how or what really happened to start it, right? Like, it's not like the Dillon Brooks play where it's like Donovan Mitchell got hit in the nuts and then that's why Donovan Mitchell went at him. But, oh, I see best angle so far. See, people have had really hard times with the angle and what really went down. That makes me feel a little better.
This whole thing makes me laugh. It's Mo Bamba and Austin Rivers. That's what we're talking about in the NBA tonight.
Love
it's so
it.
bizarre.
Love it.
Leezy just let us know that Austin said Mo Bamba is only known for a crappy old song. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
You're dissing the artist at that time, too.
What's up, Emil? Good game, y'all. Happy to be 1-1 and not 0-2. I love you and miss you both. E, you're the man. Appreciate you checking in. Congrats to Tyrese.
Aw, Emil, thanks.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Do you have any final thoughts? The Kings play New Orleans coming up.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous at this point. I think that's
They've lost 10 in a row.
Well, I'm nervous.
Second night of a back-to-back again.
They're hungry for a win. It's the second night of a back-to-back for the Pelicans. And we're assuming, but we don't know if De'Aaron Fox will be back or not. So just a scary one.
Yeah, the Pelicans have been a mess since Zion has been injured. They've had to deal with Ingram being out all year for the most part. He's back now, but they've really fallen apart here. So with that said, you still look at them and go, God, that's a team they're gonna break through at some point and win a game.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be the team that
don't
loses.
want to be the team.
We'll be back Sunday night after Kings Pelicans. I promise it'll be better. I will be better. This is all on me. I love you guys, but we got to go.
You're all amazing for being here. We'll see you later. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.